geometric size. If you really want to like whisper to yourself, and I know you're not doing it very loudly, but if you're going to do that, at least sit back there where I can't hear you whispering. Because all I get is this low whispering noise in my ear. That's I appreciate the whispering fact, but if you're really going to do that, otherwise it just distracts me more than anything. What is a geometric solid, ladies and gentlemen? It's nothing more than a three-dimensional shape. Okay, we have been talking about, was it yesterday we talked about polygons, or was that some other time? That was. Remember, a polygon is a two-dimensional shape. A square, a rectangle, those things are the... Today we talk about and just kind of get introduced to three-dimensional shapes. They are the solids. They're kind of fun to draw. Sometimes interesting. And with the three-dimensional shapes, we have two different types that the book calls. We have things that are called polyhedrons and not polyhedrons. Polyhedrons and things that are not or non-polyhedrons. And I don't know where these names come from, but they are what they are, so we just do with what we say there. Yeah, it's here somewhere. We go up, down, probably up here. And basically, when they talk about polyhedrons, polyhedrons are shapes made up of all polygons. And in case you forgot, really all that means is polyhedrons have no curves on them. Have no curved surfaces. That's what a polyhedron is. Because remember, our polygons had to, there's two things that had to fit for something to be a polygon. It needed to be closed and it needed to have straight sides. So, in the world of polyhedrons, we have these things. We have things that are called, let's write this in big letters. We have what's called prisms. We have things that are called pyramids. I don't know if we have something else. Let me see. There's something besides prisms and pyramids. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We got prisms and pyramids. Anybody tell me the difference between a prism and a pyramid? Think of the Great Pyramids of Egypt. How are they different than, let's say, this shape here? This is a prism. I'll bet you Mills will figure it out. This is a pyramid. What's the difference between the two? Prisms and pyramids. Logan?
A prism does not have a pointed edge.
Yeah. Pyramids come to a point. Pyramids come to a point. Prisms, well, let me see. Do they define prisms here? I wonder if there's a way we could best describe prisms that you know what we're talking about here. These things are named by their bases. So are these. Named by whatever their bases are. For example, and we'll do a little drawing with this too, so you'll be, if you are talking about a rectangular prism, okay, that means the prism that you draw will have, well, it's a box, basically. Okay, the best way to do that maybe is this. You draw this rectangle, try to draw an identical rectangle kind of up and to the left of it. If you have two of those identical rectangles, you can connect the corners. And you get yourself just a real nice looking prism. Usually the lines we can't see tend to make dashed like this. It's a neat wider dash. And then sometimes if you're really getting overly excited about that. You can kind of shade the faces to give it a little bit of this thing. We got that. Maybe a little blue shade over here. Maybe a little green that time. Okay. And these prisms are made up of a few names you need to know, and I think we've talked about these before. They are made up of faces, faces is the technical name for what? Just a side. How many sides does a rectangular prism have? You're to count all of them. Any typical box shape? I see one down here. Your normal cereal box or whatever shoe box has how many sides in it, Julia?
6.
6 sides. How many vertices? What are vertices? Grace?
Where the lines connect.
Yeah, the points where the lines connect. How many vertices does this box have? In every box. I need a box here. Well, I guess we should use them. How many little points slash corners or pieces I will this thing here? Alex?
8.
8. They would be right here. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and a couple back here you can't see. That one, that one. And the other thing we talk about faces, vertices, and last one, edges. What's the difference between an edge, a face, and a vertice? What is an edge? And how do you describe it? Edge is, Logan?
It's the lines.
Yeah, lines where what happens? Brooke?
The lines where they connect.
Yeah, it's the lines where two faces meet. Lines where faces meet. And that would be like here, all these places here, where two faces come together and they form a corner-ish kind of thing. How many edges does this little shape here have? A lot of them, by the way. Edges on a box. Any box has how many edges? 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom, and 1, 2, 3, 4 around the sides, for a grand total of 12. Nice. Ain't that exciting? Now, with those prisms, you can make a prism from any polygon shape. Okay. For example, what about a pentagon? If you start with a pentagon, and as good as your drawing skills are, you draw another identical pentagon right here. Oh boy. Not easy. And you connect the corresponding sides slash corners. You will get that pentagonal prism. Pentagonal prism. Any of you have an easy time drawing Mr. Pentagonal Prism?
No. Purple one.
Okay. You could even do it with a, I don't know, oh yeah, triangle is an easy one. Triangle, just start with the triangle, and it doesn't matter what the triangle looks like. I guess you should have done. Draw your other triangle over here. Connect the sides of the triangle. You probably should get rid of, do a little dash line here. Yeah, this is what makes it white. Triangular prism there. So let's move on, shall we? Pyramids to me are much more fun and exciting. How do you draw a pyramid? This is the best way humanly possible. Let's start with a square pyramid. So you kind of got to think three-dimensionally here. So I'm going to start with a square here on the bottom. And again, it's three-dimensional. It's kind of, even though it doesn't look like a square there, it's really supposed to be a square. Once you get your square there, you just need to put a point anywhere up here. And then you connect that point to all the vertices of your square. So you're going to come down, do this, come down, do this, come down, do this. And then again, you can make dash lines for the places where you can't really see the lines. Sorry. Dashes over here. And again, if you like to do a little shading, and the name of this would be a square pyramid. Square pyramid. If I asked you how many edges, how many edges would that shape have there? Edges in a square pyramid. Think of even the ones you can't see. Cameron?
8.
8 is correct. You got the 4 on the bottom right here, and then the 4 that make up the sides there. How many vertices? How many points? Points. Semi-Bollinger, how many points?
5.
5. And how many faces? How many faces? Stufert?
4.
Well, there's 4 on the side and then 1 on the bottom. Should be 5 faces. And again, you can draw any shape as long as you can draw it. If I were going to do an octagonal pyramid, as long as you can start with that base to be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's really not three-dimensional. I probably could have done that. Maybe I'll try that. You gotta think a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put your point up there and connect that to all the sides. You kind of get something like that. Octagonal pyramid. What type of pyramids are the ones in Egypt, do you know?
Square.
It seems to me they're more like the triangular pyramids, aren't they? Maybe not. Don't they look like this? You used to know?
No. They're pretty big.
Maybe they could be, maybe not. Okay, those then, and the other specialized one we have to do, a square, write this down, a square prism. We have a special name for it. If you have a prism that is made up of all squares, and it's not a dice or a die, what is the special name for that there, Cameron?
Cube.
It is a cube. A square prism. So the thing you have to remember is that if they tell you that a cube has this or that, you have to know that every side is completely equal. It's completely square. Now, forging ahead to the what are the polyhedrons? Basically, we have 3 of them. What are they? The 3 curved, 3-dimensional shapes we suppose we're going to talk about. Alex, one of them is
Cylinder.
a cylinder. A cylinder. Like we always talk of, usually we call that a kind of a can shape. That's a cylinder. If you like, you can kind of shade that too. Another curved shape we have, Caleb?
Sphere.
Exactly.
Polyhedrons.
Which is our ball shaped thing.
You think part of the breaking hundred is like something there's no reason to mention?
Yes, I'll have those considered done for them.
Oh,
Part of my.
well, for break, yeah, for break.
Here.
No, that's fine.
Here.
That'll just help me out, because I need to keep on these.
So we write 4 to 3 for now.
Oh, geez.
And I've
You're
got,
kidding me. Yeah, so if you happen to do that, that would be,
who do I have? I got some 8th graders, Dan. Morgan and Alex Mulmer and Zach Rice.
and they're all doing concessions, and they're doing,
Admissions last year. There's a couple parents there.
there are, okay.
Yeah, whoever signed up.
Maybe I have to get Claire married too. Oh, she's- Then I'll be here 9.
You want me to come back at 5:30, 5:45? So there's your sphere. And the last one we have. The last non-polyhedron round shape we have is the, Alex? No. The cone, the circular pyramid, if you will. The cone / whatever that thing is there. We are going to stop there. I have a quiz I'd like